Welcome to the video, guys. If you're rocking facial hair right now, or maybe you're crafting grooming products for someone who does, you already know the struggle. Today, we're diving into why most beard balms feel waxy and how BTMS 25 turns a simple beard balm into a conditioning grooming product. We're going to completely fix that heavy, stiff feeling that absolutely ruins so many commercial products, and the best part, by the end of this, you'll know exactly how to whip up a master-level formulation right in your very own kitchen.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. First, we'll look at why balms feel waxy. Second, the natural ingredient upgrade. Third, the BTMS 25 secret. Fourth, crafting your DIY blend. And finally, application and results. Let's get into it.
Section 1. Why balms feel waxy, the commercial letdown.
Let's start by just addressing the elephant in the room right away. Why do commercial beard balms feel so incredibly stiff and waxy? You know exactly what I mean. You buy this premium-looking tin, it smells amazing, you scoop a little bit out, and suddenly it feels like you've just coated your face in heavy, impenetrable grease. Instead of feeling smooth and moisturized, your beard feels rigid, it's sticky, and honestly, it just feels totally unnatural. It's super frustrating, but it really just comes down to basic manufacturing economics. When we actually flip those commercial tins over and read the ingredient labels, the culprits behind that awful texture become super obvious. Commercial manufacturers love, and I mean love, using cheap mineral oil as a filler. Sure, it's incredibly stable and costs literally pennies to use, but it just sits right on top of the hair doing nothing. Then they might toss in some unrefined shea butter, which feels super greasy and usually has a really overpowering smell. But the absolute worst offenders? Cocoa butter and unrefined beeswax. If you have white or blonde facial hair, slapping these heavy, unrefined waxes on can actually tint your beard yellow. It kind of gives it that chain smoker look, which is definitely not the vibe we're going for.
The difference between what you buy at the store and what you can make yourself is truly night and day. With the commercial stuff, you're stuck with a stiff hold, a greasy residue, cheap fillers, and that awful yellow staining risk. But on the flip side, the DIY natural approach? We're talking deeply conditioning treatments that leave you with incredibly soft bristles. By using high-quality vegetable oils and specifically white beeswax, we get all the styling hold we want, but without the stiffness, without the grease, and definitely without that unwanted color change.
Which brings us to Section 2, the natural ingredient upgrade, nourish from root to tip.
Let's look at the exact solutions here. Every single oil we use in our blend serves a distinct, vital purpose in transforming a coarse beard into a totally manageable mane. Jojoba oil is fantastic for balancing oil production and picking flakiness to the curb. Coconut oil? That's our heavy hitter for hydration. It actually sinks deep down into the hair shaft to soften up coarse textures. Argan oil is world famous for adding a natural, healthy shine and taming those wild flyaways. And castor oil, which is super thick so we use it sparingly, coats, moisturizes, and protects. It's a total lifesaver for really unruly beards.
Now, what's genuinely fascinating is the biology behind jojoba oil. Because its molecular structure almost perfectly mirrors our own skin's natural sebum, your face and your hair practically drink it in. It acts like a natural hug for your whiskers. It absorbs completely without leaving any sort of greasy film behind, which completely stops that dreaded beard itch right at the microscopic source.
Moving on to Section 3, the BTMS 25 secret, our conditioning emulsifier.
Okay, so we've got our amazing oils, but if we just melt them together with wax, we are right back to a greasy mess. Enter our secret weapon, BTMS-25. This is a plant-based emulsifier derived from sunflower oil. Now, normally, emulsifiers are used to bind water and oil together to make lotions. But here's the catch. There's zero water in our beard balm. Instead, we're tapping into its primary superpower. It acts as a truly exceptional leave-in hair conditioner. This stuff is the hidden gem of natural skincare formulation.
So, why is this a massive game changer? Well, this ingredient solves the exact problem we were just talking about. When you mix BTMS 25 into a balm, it completely neutralizes that rigid, waxy feel of the beeswax. It gives you the structural hold you absolutely need to style your beard, but completely strips away the stiffness. Your beard actually feels like real hair, not like a hardened candle.
To quote the source material directly here, BTMS 25 effectively removes the waxy feel of beeswax without affecting styling strength. It is quite literally the ultimate balancing act of cosmetic chemistry. You finally get perfect conditioning and perfect styling all at the same time.
All right, Section 4, crafting your DIY blend, the perfect formulation.
It's time to take all this theory and put it into practice.
Get those kitchen scales ready, guys. Here are the precise measurements you need for this perfectly balanced blend. You're going to need 20 grams of our secret weapon, BTMS 25, 20 grams of coconut oil, and 20 grams of argan oil, 21 grams of jojoba oil, 12 grams of castor oil. Remember, it's super thick, so a little less here. Just 6 grams of white beeswax to give us hold without that nasty yellow tint, and finally 1 gram of your favorite essential oil. A quick word of advice, keep the essential oils very low, like 1 gram of black spruce or cedarwood. Remember, this product is going to sit literally right under your nose all day long. Avoid anything super strong or eye-watering like peppermint, trust me.
Now, for those of you who love working with botanical properties, there is a really cool optional twist. If you infuse decarbed cannabis directly into these vegetable oils, it acts as an incredibly powerful antioxidant. This is awesome because it helps prevent the whole formulation from oxidizing and going rancid over time. Plus, that antioxidant effect actually protects dyed hair, stopping that unwanted color oxidation if you happen to tint your beard. It's completely optional, of course, but it's a fascinating addition if you want ultimate formulation longevity.
So let's see how this actually comes together in the kitchen. It's incredibly simple using a scorch-free double boiler method. First, just place a heat-safe glass jug into a saucepan of boiling water to create your double boiler. Safely melt down your coconut oil, castor oil, and beeswax. Second, once it's totally liquid, take it right off the heat and stir in your lighter oils, the jojoba and argan. Third, as it sits on the counter cooling, just keep stirring it gently. You're going to see it change right before your eyes. It'll start looking opaque and almost custard-like. Fourth, right when it hits that custard stage, stir in your essential oil and quickly pour it into your sterilized tins before it sets up. Done!
Finally, Section 5, Application and Results, Mastering the Routine.
Making this game-changing product is really only half the battle. Knowing how to actually apply it is where the real magic happens. Here is the daily routine you need to follow. Step 1. Scoop out a small amount and warm it up thoroughly between your palms. Not just your fingertips, use your whole palms. It needs to melt slightly for a really even distribution. Step 2. Get it deep in there. Start from the roots underneath your chin and push upwards all the way to the tips. Imagine watering a plant down at the roots, not just misting the top leaves, right? Step 3. Grab a quality beard comb or a short bristled brush. This step is non-negotiable if you want to spread the balm evenly and shape those bristles for a nice, full look.
And that brings us to our first secret shower hack. Instead of just rubbing this onto a bone-dry face, try applying the balm to a warm, towel-dried beard right after you step out of the shower. The warm water opens up your hair cuticles and your bristles are fully hydrated. The BTMS 25 emulsifier will immediately lock onto that moisture and bind it deep into the hair shaft. It gives you this intense, long-lasting moisturization that applying it dry just can't match.
But wait, there is a second incredible hack. Because BTMS 25 is such a world-class hair conditioner, you can actually use your balm as a pre-shower deep treatment. Just slather a generous amount into your beard right before you jump in. Let it sit for a few minutes as a cleansing leave-in conditioner. It radically softens the whiskers and kicks that dry, flaky beard druff right to the curb. Then, when you wash, the warm shower water mixes with the emulsifier and all the excess simply rinses clean away, leaving you with flawlessly conditioned hair. This completely transforms what a simple tin of wax can do for you. We're talking taking your beard from stiff and greasy to deeply conditioned and impeccably styled. Are you ready to finally ditch those harsh commercial chemicals and give your beard the all-natural care it actually deserves? Read about cannabis topicals in much more depth. The website link is in the description box below.